Hello everyone. In our previous video, we saw about mathematical operators and logical operators in Python. In today's video, we get introduced with a very important concept in Python called loops. So first of all, what is the loop? So a loop is something which is being repeated many times, which is keep on repeating. So for example, we'll take a scenario like the car must move 5 times forward. So for in block coding, how will you achieve this? You will put my program block and then move forward, move forward, move forward, move forward, and then again move forward. So this is also a way to achieve it. If we run, we will get 5 steps moving forward only. But can we reduce the work to be done for this program? So can we reduce the time for this drag and dropping? Yeah, there only we will use concept called looping. So instead of dragging and dropping the move forward block 5 times, same move forward block is only repeating, right? So same pattern is repeating again and again. So this one pattern, if we put inside this loop, and here if we put the loop must run 5 times, then if you run same 5 steps only we will get. So this is called loops in Python. So loops is very important because almost in all programs, when you solve a program, you will be solving as a sub programs. So while solving those sub programs, you will find a pattern. So there, to achieve this pattern, you will put loops only. So because hard coding everything will take a lot of time, it will take hundreds of lines of code and it will consume time and energy. So there only we will use loops. So it is very important. We will see how to declare and execute loops in Python. So in Python there are three ways to achieve looping. So we will see about first way today. The first way is using for loop. So the syntax of for loop is for variable in range start end step colon response. So be careful about this. Here you have indentation. So this is the basic syntax of for loop. So here we will see what does each term means. So this word for represent that it is an for loop. So this variable, can be anything. It can be I, J, K, A, B, whatever you want you can keep as a variable. But you should not keep those keywords as variable when that you saw in that variable video itself. If you didn't watch that, you go and watch that first, then only you will understand this clearly. So whatever variable that follows the rules of declaring variable you can use here. So this variable which is being used in loop is called as counter variable. So let's come back to the counter variable in a minute. So this start is the number where we are starting the loop. So it can be 0, 1, 2, 3, whatever number you want you can keep. So if I want to run the program 5 times, so we have to move forward 5 times, right? So we have to run the loop 5 times. So 5 times means I am putting something like 0 to 5. And what is the step we have to do? The step is 1. Basically the step means the loop will go like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the loop will go like this. So I will tell you why the loop stops at 4, because this end you saw, right? This end is not just end, but this end is end minus 1. So whenever you declare the end, that time you must be careful that it will stop one number before that. So start to end minus 1. So 0 to 5 minus 1. And if you didn't put 0 also, the program will run same only, because the default value for start is 0, and in step also the default variable is 1. So you no need to put the value for start and step if the value is already 0 and 1, because the default value for start is 0 and default value of step is 1. So for our program, what should be the response? The response is move forward, right? Print move forward. So if you run the program, you got move forward 5 times. So let's see what it will happen if I put 0 and 1. 0 for start value and 1 for step value, because we already know that it is default value only, so we got 5 times. If you put that also, same 5 times will come. 1 2 3 4 5. So if you change the step value, what happens? So here I am putting 2 instead of 1. So if I put step value 2, then it means that the loop will run 0, 2, 4. So what it will happen is, every time the loop is running, this counter variable will get changed. So first time when the loop is running, the I will be 0. The second time the loop is running, the I will be 2. The third time the loop is running, the I will be 4. And it will see the end is 5. So 5 minus 1 is 4. So 4, you can't go to 6, because the 6 is greater than end. So it will stop at 4. So the loop will run 3 times, 1 2 3. So you will get, when you run the program, you will get move forward 3 times. As simple as that. If you put 3, then you will get just 2 times, because 0 and 3. So we will consider one more example. We will take a mathematical example. Let's take, we have to print the numbers from 1 to 100. So for printing the numbers from 1 to 100, what you will do, you can't put print 1, print 2, print 3, print 4 and print 5 and so on, right? So in that case, you can just put for I in range 1, 101, because the end will get minus subtracted 1, right? So you can go to 101, and you know already the default value of step is 1. So you just stop it here and then print what? The counter variable I, because you know that for the first loop the I will be 1, for the second loop the I will be 2, and it will be so on going. So if you run the program, you got 1 to 100. So it's how easy, right? So instead of doing 100 times print 1, print 2, print 3, you just saved a lot of time by doing just these 2 lines. So that is the power of loops in all languages. So we saw about the first way of doing loops in Python, the for loop. In next videos, we will see about the next types, how you can do loops. So what all things we learned today? We learned what is loop, why loops is very important, and how to declare and execute for loop in Python. So that's it for today. Thank you.